All right, Larry, grateful to have you on this interview here today as we talk about some of the amazing things that you've been able to accomplish as being a certified manifestation coach, winning the lottery, and having some just amazing dialed in alignment work that you've been practicing. And it's been hard, it's not always easy work to do, but you got through some trials and tribulations to get you up to a higher level here. So let's talk about it. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Scott. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's dig in right away into this win that you had, and then we'll talk a little bit more about how you did it. But tell us about this lottery win. When was it, and how much did you actually bring in from this lottery manifestation win that you had?
Well, this took place about 30 days ago, just over 30 days ago, and it was $27,000 was the win. And this came about, I only began thinking about it because I don't normally play a lottery or any of that sort of thing, but being in the program, listening and reading, and there was a couple things in there that suggested, hey, you can sort of do this. And I put those practices to work, and it just came about, and I won.
Yeah. And that's amazing because if I can remember, before you got started, you have been studying law of attraction for a while, right? You've done some of the YouTube videos, you read some of the books and things. So what was kind of the difference between before the program and during the program, like kind of doing that YouTube, information stuff and actually getting an organized system out of it? What was the difference there? What was kind of the different study that you were doing?
Well, before it was kind of a hit and miss, meaning I look at something here and there, every 3 days or maybe 2 weeks, big gaps in between looking at YouTube and that sort of thing, until I got in your program, and it was a constant every day. There's like a schedule and some things to follow, some suggestions that you should, as an individual that's looking to become a coach, should follow. And I followed those things, and it put me into the system every day. I was looking at something every day. It felt like I was attached to it. And as I began to move through these the practices of what's in the program, it just stuck.
Yeah, that's right. So essentially it was like you had the routine and that allowed you to apply it rather than having like all these stuff and not the exercises to do kind of idea. Is that right?
That's right. Exactly right.
Yeah, really good. So walk us through kind of this lottery win, because when we had spoken about it, I know that from what I can remember, you had some doubts beforehand, like not about the lottery, but just about overall life. Like you were kind of in a down spot for a little while, just a lot of challenges going on at one time, which a lot of people encounter. It's like a lot of chaos breaks out, right? And then you got to a spot where you started to carry yourself with more faith and belief and just feeling like, hey, if other people can do this, I can do this, and start practicing towards that and practicing that vibration of alignment of having money come in. And it just so happened it was a lottery. So tell me a little bit of like what happened there. What brought you from where you were challenge wise, and what was that click point? Do you remember any click points that set you off in a different way?
Well, in the program, there were some things that you suggested in terms of procedure or steps that you should follow. And one of my big things, and it may be a big thing with a lot of people, is once you put your mind towards something, a sort of a wish or a desire or sort of affirmation of something that you want to bring into your life, you kind of sort of think about it all day long in terms of what that's where I was. And in your program, one of the things is, hey, you set it and forget it. You say what you're looking to do, and you kind of just let it happen. And a lot of times you just get in the way, and I was getting in the way a whole bunch. And when I started utilizing that particular item out of the checklist, just let it be, and it'll flow back to you. And I've never experienced that, never heard that sort of analogy on letting things come in and out. You just worrying, and looking for it. But when I followed that process and just, put it together, put it in the universe, and just allowed it to flow back to me, it did. And that's one thing that I remember specifically on that particular day. I played the lottery and I didn't think anything about it. And a couple hours later, when I looked at the ticket, boom, it was it, 27 grand.
Yeah, that's right. So it's like when you were thinking about it all day long, it's kind of like that quote that we all hear about, whatever you think about all day long, you're going to become, right? So you're thinking, oh, I need to think about this thing all day. But if you're worrying about it and concerned, you're just sending out that absence feeling, right? And this overthinking is a very, very usual chronic thing that people kind of witness in this manifestation game. So essentially setting and forgetting it, it sounds like it allowed you to open up the letting and allowing, the submitting to it, allowing it to come through. What do you think the timeline was when you had that click point? And then when you actually won, what do you think happened there?
About a week, about a week's time. Yeah, it wasn't long. It was just like a few days, no more than a week. No more than a week. It just happened when you set it and forget it. I mean, it's easy to say, but sometimes when you really are looking to do something or looking to achieve something, and you kind of thinking about it a great deal, and to get out of it easy, it just doesn't happen. But sit and forget it, and it worked. You allow the energy to draw to you, and that's what happened.
Yeah, amazing. 7 days. I mean, think about what that is. Probably years ago, Larry, you've been like, that's impossible. Just to think about something and then set it and forget it in 7 days, you have 27,000 come in. I mean, it probably at some point in your life, you're like, that would be ridiculous, right? So for anybody listening into this video, you may think like, well, Larry can do it, or Scott could do it, or somebody else can do it, but can I really do it? So can you talk upon that a little bit? Like, do you feel like anybody can do this process, even if they don't have the belief right now about it?
Yeah, it's all process. I firmly believe it's all process. If you follow the steps, it'll happen. But there's been an issue, or not necessarily an issue, but there was a time where, you hear about people winning a lottery and here and there, and say, hey, I wonder, could that be me? And that could never happen to me. You don't know what your ideas are. But if you set in intention and follow the process, it'll happen. It happened to me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's all about the process and the system.
That's right. That's right.
Tell me a little bit more about, I mean, you've become one of our certified manifestation coaches. You're working on your certification right now, building your business up and all of that. What sparks you to want to help teach others this, right? You have examples of wins and everything else, but this is part of what you want to do. So tell me more.
For a great long time, I've always helped other people. I feel as though me helping other people is a help to me. If I can teach an individual how to utilize this program, there will be more blessings that will roll back to me. I'll be putting out help to others, and then help will come back to me. So I've always been that way through my employees. I've had a great deal of employees in my companies, and I've always looked out to help and be a leader and helping individuals. So this is another area that will allow individuals to help themselves, not necessarily because this stretch out to anything. You don't have to follow the program that I'm doing. As long as you're following the steps, you can accomplish any goal that you have.
Yeah, quite amazing. So you've always had this natural ability of leading, helping others, and this is part of your passionate work maybe that you want to do because you love it. Is that true as well? You just love the work?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, perfect. As a whole, I guess, being in the program now for a couple of months, what have you found most helpful? I mean, we got the mentorship to the accountability to the system to the, all of it. What do you think has been most helpful?
Most helpful has been the weekly calls, the calls that we have weekly with you. And then there's the practice sessions that we have later in the week. Those are just amazing. I think it kind of gets you back on track, because a lot of things are going on. I got a lot of business going on here and there. And then to get back in with you guys a couple of times a week is really special because it allows you to get back centered into the program.
Yeah. And I always say that consistency is everything, right? And we talk about all the time, like, don't strive for perfection, strive for progress, and having that weekly call, even for myself, when I was really getting a lot of things moving in my life, it's like having that weekly dose of some coaching, the ideas, it's everything. Or else you go back to physical life. You just think about this, this physical wall, everything's physical around you until you get back into constantly talking about energy work. Then you start to believe it more on a consistent basis. Do you feel that way as well as that consistency?
Right. That's right. The more you're around it, the more familiar you'll be, the better you operate. Exactly.
Yeah, amazing. A couple of final questions here I want to ask you is about your feeling overall. So before the program, most people feel really frustrated with this whole game. And it's like, even if they're doing well in life, they just don't have all of the points put together just yet, and then they get into the program, they feel more relieved and liberated and free. How would you say your difference in feeling? Like before entering the program, how'd you feel? And then now that you've stepped into this awareness, how do you feel today? What's the difference there?
Well, and before the program, being that we had this COVID and all these things that are going on in the world,
Yeah.
just a lot of death going on, just a lot going on. And so you got to deal with that. So I want to say things were kind of for me, were a little down, just a little bit. But since joining the program, things have been great. I like the community that we have and the channel there. Some of the other students have been reaching out to me for help. I don't know how they chose me to call for help, but they've chosen me to call and help, and it's been great. So I love the community. It's very higher spirits being involved with the program. So I love it.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
recommend anybody. I
Yeah.
love the program.
And those individuals reaching out to you, they're reaching out because they love your light, right? So that part of you that just something resonates with them, your frequency, and the way you're dialing in and becoming a living example of this material, that's what they're attracted to. Because a lot of people, you even hear a lot of people out there, whether they're teaching and preaching on YouTube or other channels, that really, when it comes down to it, they know a lot, but they haven't really always lived it by example. And that's the difference maker for you, Larry. You're a dedicated student. You're open-minded. You're willing to put in the effort. You're willing to follow along, willing to participate and get on the calls. And that's what makes you so great at living this by example and seeing that win happen, right? So that's a major difference between somebody who kind of knows a lot of this stuff and somebody who does it. The one who actually implements is going to be the winner, if you will. So,
Right.
So I guess last question overall, and you kind of already alluded to it just a bit, but it sounds like you'd recommend this program to anybody. So if anybody was listening in, they want to become a certified manifestation coach, or they really want to dig deep into the energetics, they want to master manifestation, would you recommend it? Would you suggest it? What do you think overall?
1000%. I would recommend the program. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyone who's looking to travel down this path to gain more information, well, the benefit, and it's just so hard to say. And sometimes a person may look at me in a bad way for saying this, but I get so much joy from learning this information and then being able to teach it to someone else or show someone else to lead them in the direction of this. It's amazing. So I would recommend the program to anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, really good, Larry. I appreciate your time so much on the interview and just sharing your lottery win. Again, I've already told you this a couple of times, but a huge congrats on it, because most people go this a whole lifetime, and number one, they don't know any of this information, or number two, they do start to know it, but they can't really get a grip on how to use it properly. So for you to utilize it properly and see that win, it's huge. And I hope you remember this for a lifetime. This is like your prime story. You can provide your own clients so much so, like, hey, this is exactly what you can do, and I've lived it, so I know the feeling from experience, which is a huge one. So if anybody want to get in touch with you a little bit and things and ask you more questions about this, could they find you on social media, or where could they find you?
Absolutely. They can find me on Facebook at Larry Williams.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, Larry, any last minute comments you want to say here, or do you want to go ahead and wrap it up?
Now, what I just want to say, I like to say thank you for putting the program together. And, because it's an extension of you, you're helping all of the people like myself. So again, thank you for putting the program together. It's a great program. And I wish we both have so much success with teaching others.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're just getting started, right? We got so much more time for you in the program and everything else. We just got that one win. Now we're ready to go up here.
Right? That's right. We got to keep it going.
Yeah.
All
right, Larry, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Take care.
Thank you.